Today we are going to learn how to solve multi-step equations. You should be on page 6 in your notes packet. When we're solving multi-step equations, you have to actually pay attention to your equation on both sides of the equal sign. Before you can begin isolating your variable by using inverse operations, you have to first make sure that both sides of the equation are simplified. So let's look at some examples. 10x minus 7 minus 7x equals 20. Well, you notice that on the left side of your equal sign, you have some terms that could be combined. 10x minus 7x can be combined because those are like terms. So we need to rewrite this. So 10x minus 7x is 3x. We still have this minus 7, so we need to rewrite that, and then equals 20. Now this is a two-step equation, and now we can solve by using inverse operations. So we will add 7 on both sides of the equation. These will cancel to make 3x equals, and 20 plus 7 is 27. Then we will divide by 3 on both sides. These will cancel to leave us with x equals, and 27 divided by 3 is 9. Next, we have 9b minus 12 minus 3b equals negative 48. Again, you see that we can combine 9b minus 3b, which is 6b, and we still have this minus 12 and equals negative 48. Now we have a two-step equation, and now we can start moving from one side of the equation to the other. I'm going to start by adding 12 on both sides. So negative 12 plus positive 12 cancels to leave me with 6b equals. Negative 48 plus positive 12 is negative 36. Now I'm going to divide by 6 on both sides to get b by itself. Negative 36 divided by positive 6 is negative 6. So my solution is b equals negative 6. Next, I have negative 5w plus 18 plus w minus 20 equals negative 46. You see that I have a lot of like terms that can be simplified. I have negative 5w plus w. Remember that there's an invisible 1 here. So this is negative 5w plus positive 1w, which is negative 4w. Then I have positive 18 minus 20. Well, 18 minus 20 is negative 2. So since that 2 is negative, I would write minus 2. And then all of this is equal to negative 46. Now I can solve this like normal. I'm going to add 2 on both sides of this equation. Negative 2 plus 2 cancels to leave me with negative 4w equals. Negative 46 plus positive 2 is negative 44. Now I'm going to divide by negative 4 on both sides. These will cancel to leave me with w equals, and negative 44 divided by negative 4 is positive 11. Next, I have 13k plus 21 minus 14k minus 13 equals 5. Well, I need to put 13k minus 14k together. 13 minus 14 is negative 1, so this is the same as saying negative 1k, or you could just write negative k. Then I have 21 minus 13. Well, positive 21 minus 13 is positive 8, so I would write plus 8. And then all of this equals 5. Now I can solve like normal. I'm going to start by subtracting 8 from both sides. 8 minus 8 cancels to leave me with negative 1k equals, and then 5 minus 8 is negative 3. Now I still need to get k by itself, so I need to divide by negative 1 on both sides. That leaves me with k equals, and negative 3 divided by negative 1 is positive 3. Next, I have 3x plus 2 times 2x plus 1 equals negative 33. Well, you'll notice that in this case, I would need to use the distributive property first. So I'm not doing anything with 3x, so I'm just going to rewrite that. But then I'm distributing my 2 here. So 2 times 2x is 4x, so I would write plus 4x. Then 2 times 1 is 2, so I'm going to write plus 2. All of this is equal to negative 33. Well, I still can't start solving this because I actually still have like terms here. I have 3x plus 4x, which I can rewrite as 7x. And then I have plus 2 equals negative 33. Now both sides are simplified, so now I can start moving sides. I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides of this equation. 2 minus 2 cancels to leave me with 7x equals negative 33 minus 2 is negative 35. Then I'm going to divide by 7 on both sides. These will cancel to leave me with x equals negative 35 divided by positive 7 is negative 5. So x equals negative 5. Now I can do the same thing on this equation. I'm going to need to distribute a negative 3. Well, when I do this, I have to be careful. So negative 3 times positive 2n is negative 6n. This part is where I need to really focus. This is a negative 3 times a negative 7. Well, negative 3 times negative 7 is positive 21. Since that 21 is positive, I need to write plus 21. Then I still have the rest of the equation that I still need to write. So minus n equals negative 21. Now I still have some like terms over here that can be combined. I have negative 6n minus n. Remember, that's an invisible 1n there. So negative 6 minus 1 is negative 7. So this is going to be negative 7n. I still have plus 21, so I'm going to rewrite that. And all of this equals negative 21. Now I can solve this. So I'm going to subtract 21 from both sides. 21 minus 21 cancels to leave me with negative 7n. And then you want to be very careful here. Negative 21 minus 21 is not 0, and that is a common mistake. You want to make sure you put this in your calculator exactly as it is written. Negative 21 minus 21 is actually negative 42. Now to get n by itself, I'm going to divide by negative 7 on both sides. These will cancel to leave me with n equals, and negative 42 divided by negative 7 is positive 6. For this problem, I'm going to rewrite what I see, which is 18 equals 9b, but now this negative 7 needs to be distributed. Negative 7 times positive 2 is negative 14, so I'm going to write minus 14. Then negative 7 times negative 1b, because there's an invisible 1 there. So negative 7 times negative 1 is positive 7, so this is positive 7b. So I'm going to write plus 7b. Well, I need to put my 9b plus 7b together. I haven't done anything to 18, so I'm going to rewrite that. 9b plus 7b is 16b, and then I still have minus 14, so I need to write that. Now, since both sides are simplified, I can solve like normal. I'm going to add 14 on both sides. 18 plus 14 is 32. Negative 14 plus 14 cancels and leaves me with 16b. Then to get b by itself, I'm going to divide by 16 on both sides. 32 divided by 16 is 2, and these 16 cancels to give me b. So b is equal to 2. Now on this problem, it looks like there's nothing to do, but actually I do still need to distribute something. Just because I don't see anything here doesn't mean that nothing exists. There is actually an invisible 1 here. So I haven't done anything with 5k, so I'm going to rewrite that. But I do need to distribute this invisible negative 1 into my parentheses. Well, negative 1 times k is negative 1k, and negative 1 times negative 7 is positive 7, so I'm going to write plus 7. And then all of this equals negative 17. I'm going to put my like terms together, so 5k minus 1k is 4k, and then I have plus 7 equals negative 17. Now, since both sides are simplified, I'm going to solve like normal. I'm going to start by subtracting 7 from both sides. 7 minus 7 cancels to leave me with 4k. Negative 17 minus 7 is negative 24. Now I need to divide by 4 on both sides. So these will cancel to leave me with k equals, and negative 24 divided by positive 4 is negative 6. So k equals negative 6. Next, I have negative 8x plus 12 minus 2x equals 17. I'm going to start by combining my like terms. I have negative 8x minus 2x. Well, negative 8x minus 2x is negative 10x. Then I still have this plus 12 and equals 17. Now that both sides are simplified, I can solve like normal. So I'm going to subtract 12 from both sides. These will cancel to leave me with negative 10x equals, and then 17 minus 12 is 5. To get x by itself, I'm going to need to divide by negative 10 on both sides. These will cancel to leave me with x equals, and 5 divided by negative 10 is going to give you negative 0.5. You also could have an answer of negative 1/2 for this because both of these are the same thing. Next, we see 1/3 times 12 minus 2x equals x plus 1. Well, we need to use the distributive property here. 1/3 times 12 is 4. Then 1/3 times negative 2x is negative 2/3 x. And then all of this is equal to x plus 1. Well, you'll notice that we have variables on both sides of this equation, so we would need to get both of our variables on the same side. I'm going to add 2/3 x, since that is the opposite of subtracting 2/3 x, on both sides of this equation. When I do that, negative 2/3 x plus positive 2/3 x is 0, so they cancel and leave me with 4 on this side. Over here, when I have x plus 2/3 x, we want to remember that this is one whole x. So 1x plus 2/3 x is 1 and 2/3 x. But it's probably better for me to write this as an improper fraction. So as an improper fraction, this is actually the same as 5/3 x. So I'm going to write 5/3 x, and then I still have this plus 1. Now, I have all of my variables on one side, and both sides of my equation are simplified, so I can solve like normal. I'm going to start by subtracting 1 from both sides. 4 minus 1 is 3, and then on this side, the 1's cancel to leave me with 5/3 x. Well, to get x by itself, I'm going to need to divide by 5/3 on both sides. These will cancel to leave me with x equals, but then I need to do 3 divided by 5/3. Well, remember that is the same as multiplying 3 by the reciprocal, which is 3/5. Well, if I put 3 over 1 and multiply, 3 times 3 is 9, and 1 times 5 is 5. Now, this is an improper fraction, but it's fine to leave it as an improper fraction as long as your answer is in simplest form. Next, I have negative 2/5 times 15g minus 25 equals negative 8. I'm going to start by distributing. So negative 2/5 times positive 15g. Well, negative 2/5 times positive 15g is going to give us negative 6g. Then negative 2/5 times negative 25 is going to give us positive 10. So I'll write plus 10, and all of this equals negative 8. Now that both sides are simplified, I can solve like normal. So I am going to subtract 10 from both sides. 10 minus 10 cancels and leaves me with negative 6g equals, and negative 8 minus 10 is negative 18. Now I can divide by negative 6 on both sides. These will cancel to leave me with g equals, and negative 18 divided by negative 6 is positive 3. On this equation, I see that I need to distribute my negative 3/4 first. So negative 3/4 times negative 36x. Well, that is going to give me positive 27x. Then negative 3/4 times positive 12 is going to give me -9, so I'm going to write -9. And all of this equals -63. Now that both sides are simplified, I'm going to solve like normal, so I'm going to add 9 on both sides of this equation. These will cancel to leave me with 27x equals, and then -63 plus +9 is -54. To get x by itself now, I'm going to divide by 27 on both sides. These will cancel to leave me with x equals, and -54 divided by +7 is -2. So x equals -2.